occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Hey, welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Coming live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. It's like by myself tonight, so we got people joining us on the outside chat. It's like 3 people joining, so it'll be an intimate gun chat, gun show, I guess. So we'll jump over and take a look at some of the news from the week here over on gun channels. We like to do on Fridays, and gives us a way to check out what's happened throughout the week. Gun channels is a community, a bunch of people participate, and there's a main news feed over here. So we're going to scroll down that main news feed and check out what's been going on, what people have been posting throughout the week. This creates a nice wrap up of the news and community and whatnot. So I'm scrolling back through various days. Looks like we're back on Tuesday already. And scroll back a couple more. Should get us back to sometime last week. There we are on Monday. And this will get us back to early watch on Monday. Okay, so we're pretty close to back then. We had the weekend shows. Sonda's show on Sunday. All right, looks like Friday was the 21st, so Saturday is the 22nd, and that's where we'll start off. So we've got Tardot posting video of some SARS, I guess. We had Minuteman University on Saturday. That might have been when we were drawing one of the guns. People saying hello. And then we had Dead Horse holding a hangout, an off-air one, taking a picture frame or something. This must have been Saturday. Then we had Noxious doing the show. So that means Sarge will probably be up tomorrow. Let's see, we had Dead Horse reposting that show. Oh, I know, that was when Yankee was working Obnoxious's show, and then Clover and Ghost went on to do a 3-way cork. You don't get an opportunity to see a 3-way cork very often. Pretty fun chats. And Gary had his morning chat on Sunday, I'm guessing. Oh no, this is just him posting a video, a virtual, we call it a video response to Adam Taco. Hey, Patriots jumping in here. Can't hear anything.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. So I'm just looking through the week stuff here on the main page of gun channels. Looks like Snob had posted something about some kind of speed loader. Big fan of reloader speed loaders.
No, have one.
You don't have a revolver or a speed loader for it?
Speed loader. Oh, well, I've got the strips, and yes, I guess I do have them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the kind of aluminum. I don't know what to call it. It kind of looks like the cylinder. It's got a bunch of scallops and shit. It looks kind of nice. I didn't watch the video, though. And let's see, we're scrolling through. Honda did his conspiracy chat. And bishops were posting something. Gun companies can't advertise on Instagram, so they have female influencers do it for them. Must be some kind of article here. I don't know if you looked at that. Oh yeah, that was on Apple News. So they've linked it in such a way that you can't open it, or I can't open it because I don't have Apple News or whatever. Let's see. It looks like I had I posted this live premiere that I had over on YouTube. I posted some old videos and called them classics so I can bring more money out of them. And the Ring of Fire history thing. So that was, I think, 28 minutes. We'll just go ahead and watch that right now. The whole thing. We're going to watch the entire thing right now. So that's 28 minutes. That was back in the day when I could do what I wanted, and when I was shooting this Phoenix Arms right here, I didn't like it, and I wondered why it was such a shitty gun. And instead of doing a bad review, I started to do the research, and I saw that it all came back to this Raven gun, and that got invented in '68 when the Gun Control Act happened, and it happened because there was still a demand for the guns. Changing the law, changing an import restriction or whatever, didn't change demand for the guns. So what you end up with is people in the United States filling that demand, complying with the law by building the gun here. And they literally took the Browning 25 ACP baby Browning and just used the exact same concept, same design, same everything, just made it in different materials and used materials that wouldn't destroy the machines. He was a machinist for aircraft parts, so he knew that if he made it out of material that wouldn't destroy the machines, he could make more parts and get the guns made cheaper. He ended up getting them made at, get how low it was, maybe $30 or $26 coming out the factory, going to wholesalers. So they were getting to middlemen and then shops, and still getting shops, getting them out the door for under 100, and people were still doubling their money on these things. And that allowed a lot of little guns to get out there and become, firearms in people's hands. And some people will see that as a bad thing, and some people will say the Model T Ford was a bad thing also, right? Allowing the mass amount of people to get their hands on an item.
That was your driving trip?
No, this one was the 28 minutes worth of just explaining the where I got into the research. So I started with a modern version of a Raven, and I started to do the research, and I discovered that it traced its line back to the Raven. And then once I found out about the Raven, because you hear about Davis and Raven and Jennings and Brico and Calesco and Jimenez, and then you get into Lorson and Republic and Cobra, and it's just, and then Phoenix, and you don't know, nobody knows which order they're in. They're just a bunch of names, and people confuse them and conflate them. And the problem is that the antis hate inexpensive guns. They hate guns that you can put in your pocket. They hate guns that the poor, basically, the lower levels of society can get a hold of. They really don't feel those people are worth, that are safe having guns. So they have real problems with these things, and they've attempted in multiple ways over the years to get rid of those guns. But this particular set of guns specifically, and when I started doing the research, I found out that it all goes back to 3 pieces of data. One of them was forget now, Nightline or some I forget the name of the show. It was a pretty good or it was a well-respected news show back on PBS at the day, Nightline or something. And then that article, which was almost the one everybody cited, was this one. And then it cited a doctor, and then he cited this other lady. So literally everything that's been written cites one of those 3 articles, and those 3 articles all cite one of them. It's just one article being cited, and then that article being cited again. So it's like one lady did all this research back in the day, and everybody's just been so lazy to just grab her research. That amazed me. And as I started to unravel the knot, or unravel the complexity of it, it wasn't that complex. There was the dad who talked to a guy and said, hey, I can't provide these guns anymore. People come in every single day asking for an inexpensive gun that used to come from Italy or Spain, and I can't sell it to them anymore because they can't be imported. So this aircraft guy said, okay, I'll start making them. Start making a bunch of money. So then his son said, hey, I'm going to take that same gun and make it into a 22, because it was a 25. He said, I'm going to make it into a 22. So he made it a little bit smaller, and he started making his own gun, and it was a 22, and that's the Jennings. And then his daughter and her husband, who worked at the factory, said, hey, we're going to go make a bigger gun. You make a 25, our brother makes a 22. I'm going to go make a 32 and a 380. All right, great. So they just gave it a little bit more metal, and they started making it. And then you had dad making the 25, son making the 22, and daughter making the 25 and 32. And they made a bunch of those guns, and people bought them, and they're all based off of the baby Browning. And then those companies started to evolve, and Davis, the daughter and the Davis side, started to make the Remington style Derringers that you see now as Cobra Derringers. And that company got sued, and they turned into Davis. And then Jennings is an asshole. He's a fucking horrible person. So he did something, and now there's Brico. And then, well, him being a horrible person has nothing to do with Brico having to turn into Jimenez. That's a whole nother topic of the anti-gunners being frustrated that they couldn't dupe people into just passing laws, And then once they couldn't dupe people into passing laws that prohibit guns, they created laws and restrictions in California that make guns all but impossible to operate. Like, it's literally difficult to make a gun in California because there's so many, like there has to be a grip safety, there has to be a slide stop, there has to be a magazine disconnect, there has to be a loaded chamber indicator. Like, there's just so many things that if a gun already existed, they just piled these things on. So that wasn't successful. They either complied or they left the state. So then they started to sue companies for the acts of negligence of the individuals that, had accidents or whatever with their guns. And that's when they got, what, a $40 million, $26 million lawsuit against them. And that was unprecedented. And as soon as they got their teeth into Brico and they took down Brico, they went after Glock. And then read the book about Glock, and that's when that strategy stopped. And that's when you get the law that Clinton hates so much, the one that says you can't just say because there was a gun involved it's Smith & Wesson's fault. Like, just because Smith & Wesson built a gun doesn't mean this bad guy over here murdering somebody has anything to do with Smith & Wesson. And then because of this lawsuit and because of the Ring of Fire and because of their frustration at being able to do anything else, they went after, these guys were successful, went after Colt was not successful, and then they made a federal law to prevent that from them doing that again. So as I discovered all this stuff, I was like, wow, this is a lot of interesting stuff. These Ring of Fire guns touch a lot of stuff. Then I started to figure out you can buy most of these broken for under $50. So then it was possible to accumulate a collection of, pretty complete collection of them. So that's a whole other story. All right, so then,
Oh, thought it was cool.
Cool, it's Knob jumped in here also. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So then we got Yoder posting a bunch of stuff, probably on Sunday. What is he posting on here? First breaking news: a standoff between people in. Oh, this was when that state senators in Oregon were having some kind of a standoff with the police. Then he posted some stuff he had found from 15 years ago, kind of interesting. Marksman had a new profile picture. I don't know if everybody else sees those. I probably see those because I'm an admin. Now, Dead Horse posted this, and we had talked about it. I don't remember where we talked about it. You guys seen this video before?
Steals a weapon good and draws it. So let's take a look at him draw this. Regular time. Pretty stinking quick. If you didn't see it, this hand pushes with the barrel.
So this is, you don't know the story of this guy then? This is a Filipino, I think, a Filipino assassin. So back in the day, they would assassinate people with a single individual with a 1911 with the grip safety taped, and it's on, the safety is off, and there's one in the chamber, and the hammer's back. And then they jam it down their pants, like an exaggerated appendix almost, like down the front of their pants. They tuck in their shirt and everything, and then they walk up, and they literally, there's another video that talks about it. They have to train for like hours a day in drawing that gun from that position, and they get down to where they can draw it like super fast and place a shot. That's all they do is they pull it out and they kind of shoot really, really fast. And they're assassins. They'll have two of them go after some individual, and one of them will shoot, and then if it needs to, the other one will shoot, and then they say there'll be a third guy sometimes where if the assassins miss, he'll just start shooting because he'll have a full magazine, or he'll kill the assassins if they screw up or don't do it. So this guy had got caught and was, I guess, talking to the cops. He's wearing a watch in this video, and from the descriptions I've heard, he got paid. They asked him if he would be willing to do a video to show the technique or whatever, and they gave him that watch that he would do so. And when they let him out in jail or whatever, they let him out, said within hours he was dead. So he got killed for letting the police know about it, but he had killed in the triple digits. This guy was like the well-known assassin in the Philippines. I'm butchering the story, but it's something similar to that. This week unloaded one. I didn't listen to that show. Did anybody watch it?
No.
I didn't watch it.
Was it out on Sunday? You there? We did first aid this week. PBR posted something about a New York guy getting charged with a felony. Oh, did you hear about this one? Did anybody talk about this one this week? This guy, I guess this was a while ago, but somebody broke into his house and he defended himself and shot the two guys. The one guy, I think, died, and then the other guy is out, or maybe both are out now, after serving time for robbing or whatever, or for burglary. But this guy's going to jail for owning a firearm and defending his house with a firearm. And from what I understand, he's an old guy, and the gun was like his dad's, and it was just like in the house for all that time. So he was not in compliance through possibly not being aware, or just being an old guy and having a gun in his house. I'm butchering that story too, but
Yeah, I think it was because he didn't register it or something.
Mm-hmm.
One of their...
Patriot, did you know your camera's on?
Oh, I guess it is on. I didn't realize it was just a black screen. But you can't see nothing. It's just a dark room or something. Then we got the closer, I guess, was late, but looks like PTP posted his show. And Sandhills is posting a what's in the box. It looks like he got some kind of a Taurus or a pizza. I can't tell. I thought it was donuts at first. It's from the box. Another Zoe's posting an IDPA match.
See, I don't see anything in his ever. The Uncle Zoe stuff. Did I freeze or did G freeze?
I didn't freeze.
You hear G?
No.
I think he froze. So I guess it's me and you now. So he unfreezes. So he thaws out. So, uh-oh, he dropped. So now we have to keep this thing going.
There you go.
Wonder why you guys weren't saying nothing. I was like swearing at you and.
About the red dot. Oh,
Right.
there he is back.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll apologize for most of the stuff I was swearing at you. I guess it was my computer.
We decided you froze, so me and Patriot, we were keeping the conversation going.
Right on. So you guys were back at Travis's red dot, it sounds like?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we didn't do nothing besides that. So I'd say that Dead Horse is doing the early watch with Tony and David. And then I was talking about the, I'm not switching anymore. Then he did the lobbies in the morning or during the day. Then I was saying Travis did an unboxing of this tack pack or whatever. Do you guys ever thought about getting one of those subscription packs?
No.
Nope, I just throw all my money to gearwebsites.com.
Right on. It's always a better deal. So I was just watching. I watched him when he did that live or whatever, and he kind of blew off the paracord. And then somebody else did one also, and kind of just said, "Oh, look, paracord." It might have been Ghost, and I'm pretty sure that's not just paracord. It was like $9. I think Travis read through the costs of everything, and it was like $9 for a chunk. And I don't think that's expensive. So I think that's one of those paracords that has like what do they have, like fire starting innards or something? Like they have inner cords that do stuff like your survival material. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's what's going on because that cord seemed kind of expensive. And it was packaged in a way with like a paper stuff, like it just seemed packaged more than your typical paracord. Like if they wanted you to realize, hey, there's more to this than just plain old string.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So then we got your quote here, Patriot. Without liberty, law loses its nature and its name and becomes oppression. Without law, liberty also loses its nature and its name and becomes facetiousness? No. I don't know what that word is.
I don't know that word either. Can't help you.
Let's go get the internet to tell us.
It's a big word for me.
Licentious.
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 Promiscuous and unprincipled in sexual matters.
Licentious.
Do the second the second part of the definition.
Licentious.
There you go. Robot's telling you what it is, so now you know. Let's see. Then there was this animation I seen. I don't know where I found this. I just discovered it by searching around or something and found this channel. This channel only has 3 gun animations, but it's got a copyright me or not. This is kind of a boring part. Let's get to a better part. The only thing I wish they would have done differently in this whole video is, because he's describing everything, is he should have changed the colors of these, because he obviously has the skill to do it. As you go through the video, you see him change colors and stuff. Like he's saying disconnect or sear and stuff. He could have changed the colors as he was saying it is all. But it's super neat. It's like, I guess it's a computer animation for sure, but it's almost like a video game or something where the I don't know what to call it, like it goes from like an engineer drawing to a thing with a skin on it and everything, and just like a 3-dimensional
It's almost like a newer version of the old AutoCAD stuff.
Yeah, like if an AutoCAD demo thing was running, except it's an AK-47 and it's showing you the operation, and it just super smooth, really, really nice, a lot of effort. This channel does this stuff. Like I said, they only have 3 guns. Most of the other stuff is like engine stuff or turbochargers and just different pieces of machinery. The problem is, it's like I say in here, it's about 87% good and then about 13% bullshit anti-gun crap for no reason. Assault rifle AK-47 for no freaking reason. And then in somewhere in here, he says some other stupid shit about it being an assault rifle. I think it's like when it changes from the trigger to the barrel or something, he just, for some reason, the audio on it says like, this is an assault rifle. Shut up. Like, what'd you have to put that in there for and ruin the whole damn thing? Anyhow, it's worth watching, and if you like the channel, I guess go sub to it. Dana posted something in here about Illinois Senate 1413. Oh, that's the New York one. Can't imagine why anybody would. It's going to be like one of those laws that can't be enforced, right? Look at everybody's social media. It's ridiculous. Then Logan and I had a show on Monday. We do it as a premiere. This week it'll be a live show, and then the other 3 weeks we record it in a batch. So it's been working out pretty good. We spend one day recording 3 of them, post those throughout the month, and then we get together and do one live show. Highly encourage it. Clover's a big fan of collaborations and stuff. It's been an easy way to get a month's worth of videos out in 2 days, really. And I think we could probably do it where we did all the live ones and then, or do all the recorded ones and the live one, potentially do them all in one day. Looks like Clover gave a bunch of million people wrenches. Just gave everybody a wrench that day. Honda, I don't know what he's doing. Shooting a WD-40 can, I guess. Talking about his holster. Let's see, then that Daily Gun Show did one of those this week. Let's see, Patriots posting. Oh, you won Never Enough Ammo's thing the other day where it was 42 or something before you even said it.
C96.
Oh, yeah. But it was pretty obvious where he was going with that. He was talking about Star Wars and guns, and there's only about 3 places you can go, and the first one is in Solo's one.
Yeah.
Got Dead Horse posting some more lobbies and stuff. You're posting something here about support your local gun shops. Many mom and pop shops are in trouble. What was that all about?
Yeah, the story was just talking about the local shops that people go to online to buy ammo and stuff. Don't forget about the local shops.
Yeah, I looked at it, and it's
just kind of short.
Yeah, exactly. It was just sort of exactly like it's literally like 8 paragraphs or something, small paragraphs, and it really just says, "Hey, just remember that gun shops only make a couple of bucks on guns. Like everything else in that shop is how they stay in business." Yeah, so that's worth posting. The bishops are at were at that SHOT Show thing. That's pretty cool. They've been posting some pictures of the loot and the stuff that's involved with this SHOT Show Academy, I think they call it. But then whatever night it was, they came onto the Daily Gun Show when I was drawing that spam can, and came in and told us about what that academy is like, and it seems pretty cool. A couple other posts we'll see up here. Then we got Ghost on Tuesday posting his show. Patriot, let's see, what's your thought on this poll? About deceiving, how deceiving is this 1%? So this is that news that you posted about the poll where it says that 23% of Americans barely care about this stuff, and only 1% gave a damn about gun violence or gun control.
Yeah, it was a Gallup poll, and I just thought that was kind of, I don't know.
Well, I think it's better than seeing it come out to be 86% of the people are being duped and all upset about nothing. But the concern, I think, for most people that were complaining about it were that it was only 1,000-something people. But I mean, there's no poll that polls everybody. Every single poll polls specific, small subset of the population. Ideally, they're doing it in a way that gives an appropriate representation of the mood.
Yeah.
So assuming that all that happened, then that's good to hear. If it was a complete mess up of a poll, then I guess there's nothing to glean from.
Yeah, the thing I was pointing out was I just didn't want people to see that and say, oh, well, see, it's not even an issue. I'm not even going to care about it. As far as from our side, seeing it that it's only 1%, oh, must not be an issue. Oh, get people lazy or something.
Looking out at the chat, there's Dead Horse out on the YouTube site. He's got a link. Did you hear Ohio passed what? Ohio passed constitutional carry, waiting for a governor to sign into law. Very cool. So, you people in Michigan, are you worried now that Ohio is going to have constitutional carry that they're going to come up and take back Detroit?
They can have it.
Oh shit! You're just giving it to them. All of that. Are you worried that you're then going to have to give back a chunk of Wisconsin as soon as you start giving back? No, it's good to hear. So that would be the 17th state, I believe. Be awesome. We don't want it.
Yeah.
What? Just spam DGS and some live streams. Oh, right on. Yes.
I think they're saying they don't want Detroit.
Oh, okay. You don't want constitutional carry?
What?
Oh, I'm gonna sneak this video in the middle. Hopefully, won't get copyrighted. This is a dude that makes videos, and this one was pretty good.
Absurd this capitalist system is. The rich keep their spoils, and none the rest benefits. I mean, honestly, in what world is a system like this ethical? Truly, who is helped? Not us, that's for sure. We work and work to develop this economy, and what do we have to show for it? Not a thing. It's the 1% that keeps all the excess. And what kind of wealth is the middle class built up? None. Our lives are just as difficult as ever. Frankly, I can't think of a single arena in which the common man has amassed wealth under this cripplingly debilitating capitalist system.
Are you still there?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was distracted by the unlimited entertainment I'm able to access from the miracle of modern science and industry I have sitting in the palm of my hand. Anyway, what was I saying?
About how the working class hasn't amassed any wealth under capitalism.
Oh, right. Yes, it's a rigged game. If only the government was involved in the rest of the market like they are healthcare and education, then we'd really be somewhere.
Yeah, so that I think sums it up pretty damn good. So what's happening is that guy is saying that little speech. He's going from like olden days, sitting at like a thing with like the old-fashioned two-piece phone and an old-fashioned radio and a stove, and then he goes to like a little TV and a regular phone with a cord and a little thermostat on the wall, and then he's got a black and white TV and a nicer phone and a thermostat, and then he's got a computer and I don't know what he's got going on. The house is improving, and then he's got a cordless phone and the cable, and then he's got a Mac iBook and a cell phone and a microwave and a cooler and a VCR, and then it'll flip to a DVD, and then he eventually sitting there with a smartphone, raging the whole time. So this is a place called Freedom Tunes. I'm going to drop the link, so hopefully we're passing it along and not just ripping off his stuff. But I saw that today on the Patreon and thought it was very clever and succinct. So anyway, quick looking at that, and then get back to Gun Channel's main page. So we left off with Sand Hills Shooter doing his Tuesday show. And then we get into Blue Steel posting something about polishing stainless guns. You into polishing stainless guns? Anyone?
No.
No. I don't even own any stainless guns anymore, I don't think, right now. That I can think of, anyways.
Thought about it, but I don't really think it does anything. It doesn't help the resale value. You polish it all up. Somebody, unless they really, really wanted it that way, you just polish it all up on them. All right, so then Bishop's posting their thing from last year, I guess. And then you get Clover posting this thing about that case that he ran over. Did it break? I'm guessing it didn't.
I don't know, I never did finish watching. I watched him drop it out of the bucket of the tractor, then I got a phone call or something, never went back to it.
I went to watch it. I don't like it when he puts those things on Gunstreamer where they lock them down. Every time I go look at one that's locked down, I'm like, shit, and then I forget to go look at it when it actually unlocks. So I haven't seen that one. Then we got Rick posting his Shooting with Disabilities. Thanks, Rick. Every Wednesday he does that show, and then every other Saturday he does the Shooting with Disability, or he does Rick's Life as I See It. He was off last week, right? So he should be back tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
So now I reposted a thing that Military Arms Channel, I think, started. It says "Make It Trend," big black square. It's got what's his face, Wayne LaPierre, in a black and white on half of it, and then on the other half, real simple, it just says "Make It Trend," and then hashtag Wayne Must Go. So this hashtag Wayne Must Go is, the guy concept, I guess, would be to start trending that. So I figure I'll post that every couple of, once a week or something, and hopefully keep that momentum going on that one. I don't know what happened right there. Is that Snob?
What?
Somebody
Dead
unmute.
horse.
Oh, Dead Horse is muted. Somebody unmutes and it gets really loud. Or it's air or something. I don't know. Somebody driving? Oh, we got Dead Horse. Pentagon confirms the move to 6.8. So that's depressing. So nobody saw that coming. Nobody wanted that to happen. He's not saying nothing. Is he saying anything?
Who?
Dead Horse. Is Dead Horse saying
No,
something?
Dead Horse is muted.
You guys can't hear me?
Okay, now we
Now
can.
again.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say nobody saw it coming but me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was waiting for you to start saying something in there. I was like, what else do I got to say? Wait, there you go. So you're pretty happy about 6.8?
Yes, very happy. This is an awesome move for our military.
So why do you like this so much? Just because you like to be able to say Socho?
No, stop it. It's going to be better for our troops. It's going to give them better tools to do their job.
Because the 6.8 is more like a 30 cal than 223, but
It's
not
far superior to 5.56 in every way.
Yeah, so it's not. It's a bigger piece of mass that you can shoot out, but without being so big that you start losing. Like,
Yeah, and they get to keep it all in the same gun, so it's not going to cost us a fortune in tax dollars and stuff to, it's just a barrel and a bolt change. So they're going to keep the same M4s, just new mags, new barrel, new bolt. It's going to be awesome.
How many rounds are those new guns going to hold, though?
same.
I believe 25 to 28.
Oh, they're less? They're bigger? I thought they were the same size as 223 on the case size.
Nope, it's a bigger case.
Oh, okay. I know one guy that's got to say Socho for hunting out here, and he likes it a lot, but ammo was the thing. It was expensive, I guess, I think.
Yeah, but if the government adopts it, ammo will be cheap and readily available.
Yeah, that's a very good
Well,
point.
if we adopt it, NATO's going to follow too. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, then you'll see the brass come out. Well, eventually come out surplus, yeah, and then companies will be able to buy that stuff up by the pallet and start doing it. All right, so then we got you're doing the lobbies, posting those, and then we got Bishop's doing day 3 of it. I don't know what. Probably it was that other. Well, maybe it's just your mic being weird because you're not like unmuting or something, right? It just goes loud every once in a while.
No, I'm unmuting on my mic. I was trying to figure it out because for some reason I can hear it in my headset and I normally can't.
but they had posted a couple interesting things. Like I said, they chatted with us too when they were one evening, or we were on air when we were chatting about it. Right, it was during the Daily Gun Show. But then it posted a couple other things. I've been out there for like 3 days.
And on their Instagram, they posted some really neat stuff from the FBI and stuff. Some really interesting stuff.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'll look at that. Let's see. Then on Thursday, we got Caliber Corner with Travis posting that. I posted an update about the chat battle that we had today. Skip Tactical does her shows on Thursdays as well, which are, I think, before Travis even started. He just posted his stuff way early. So yeah, he posted it like 3 hours early. So I think Skip went live and then ended before Travis even started. So we definitely need to put her schedule or her show on the schedule. Need to put Rant and Raves on a schedule. And then let's see. Then we got After Hours. That one was on the schedule already. They were talking about editing that night. That was Thursday. So also Yankee had his supposed to be a show with a whole bunch of people, but nobody showed up. Amazing. If you talk mean to everybody and call them all out, they don't show up and hang out with you. But it didn't work for him. But at least he offered it. He put the olive branch out, kind of, a little bit. Weird olive branch.
I think that was a thorn tree branch, but yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to say it. But this is the other thing I was going to say from the bishops. They've been posting a bunch of stuff, and this thing about the press release is kind of neat. You know, it's nothing astonishing, but it's nice to have it laid out in something that comes from industry and not just from us, you know, thinking what should work, but it's instead coming from industry suggesting this is the way you ought to do it. So I'd recommend you check out that post if you're soliciting or just trying to get someone to participate. Every once in a while, I just thought about on Thursday, Yankee had a guy who is a spaz, like a total spaz. And then every once in a while, I'll come along and go, you don't support what I do. And then it's, you know, it became a big thing. But if the guy would, instead of just being a spaz and like yelling stuff out in the middle of a crowded, can you imagine yelling something out in the middle of the Yankees chat and then getting frustrated? So you yell something a bunch of times, and when Yankee doesn't notice it or whatever, you know, Yankees chat with all them people, he'll start going off and like getting mad at Yankee for not doing it. So it's like, come on, guy, a third of your posts are complaining about something over and over and over, and then 70% of your posts are complaining that nobody paid attention. So maybe people that are in that kind of rut might get some lead from this. You know, lead with just one sentence. Here's what the thing is all about, the headline, and then get into, you know, more and more as you write, you know, it as needed, I guess would be the way to say it. And perhaps you get more lead, but a lot of times people will send you just these rambling paragraphs and paragraphs. And I don't know what people think the other person on the other side of the email is doing, but there's not too many people that just have time to get an email out of nowhere and just start reading like what's going to take.
Just read.
And Gary jumped in. He had your show just now ending.
Oh, it ended a few minutes ago. I just jumped out of the hangout.
Fair enough. Yawning. Then we got PBR posting a thing. He says he bought his third sub nose, which has become his preferred carry over his 3 subcompacts. Yeah, I don't even like. I mean, I own a couple of subcompacts, but to look at, I think they're a dumb idea to carry around. So I'm going to go through subcompact, semi-auto, or small revolver. Dead horse.
Small revolver.
Gizzard.
Revolver.
Patriot.
Yeah, I like the small revolvers, J-frame.
And then
Well, I'm going to go against the grain. While I like small revolvers, I prefer to carry my little bodyguard just because it's so easy to just stick in my pocket when I can't carry anything else. Is the only time I carry it.
and I think that's what the pistols go for, right? Especially ones that are getting all smooth like this. It would be interesting to talk to somebody who's anti-striker fire and see if there's anybody out there that's anti-striker fire but still pro pocket semi, and then see how they deal with that.
Well, my pocket semi is a hammer fired, my bodyguard.
That's crazy. Hammer. Oh, okay, about
Double action.
Yeah, double action only. It's terrible.
No. That's I thought you meant like one of the little Sig mini 1911s with an external hammer.
No.
Like an external safety, and then they put it in their pocket. So Pennsylvania finds himself carrying a snub LCR more than anything. Yeah, I mean, I hate that the LCR looks like, but it's just a damn good gun. Let's see. So then I figured out how to. Well, this was just a post to tell people, hey, go ahead and click the questions over here for the tactical duel we did. But I think if you guys click on this, does it open the results for you now?
I haven't looked since it was over, but it didn't earlier. It didn't offer that option.
No, I switched it right after the show. So I think it turned the questionnaire into this, and it says for me, see previous, and that's I intentionally said it this way. I just don't know how it's displaying. But here's what we got. So we did a bunch of questions. We came up with these the other night, last night, I guess, in the chat or in the after chat. So the favorite handgun caliber, 9mm, won out with 24 votes, 42% of the vote. Let's see, we had 3057 and 45. Oh, we got, I think, one more entry after the thing ended. Anyway, both of those 357 and 45 ACP came in second. 40 and 10 tied for third, and then your 44 Magnum came in fourth, and then 38 Special and 380 placed. 44 Mag, or wait, which ones? 9x18, 22 Mag, and a couple others didn't even show up, which was pretty good. I thought that was a really good distribution. We knew 9 was going to win, but there was still some some stuff to play with in that list. We got most defensive ammo, or most effective defensive ammo. This one I thought was surprising. Federal won, Hornady, Gold Dot, then Black Talon, then just little slices, just a couple of votes each for SIG got 1 vote, Full Metal Jacket got 1 vote from Night Strike, PDX got 2 votes, and White Box got 1 vote. So I don't know, did any of these come out like you thought they would, or come out quite differently so far?
Not really. And yeah, it does let me see it now. I went on there and looked.
Yeah, I'll dispute the Black Talon because no one's really actually shooting that. The people who have it are collected.
I was gonna say, yeah, you just collect that now.
It's effective though. I got a bunch of it. It's effective. So I have it for commies. I want it to work. So then we got best firearms marketing. Glock won out by far. I figured High Point would win. It came in second. Henry and SIG tied for third. HK came in fourth. I think you guys on the Gary's team won that one. And then Carr, Hudson, Winchester, Springfield, and Remington all just got 1 vote apiece. A couple of them didn't get any votes, I guess. Or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, everybody got a vote there. Favorite U.S. rifle manufacturer came out with Ruger on top. I would have never thought that. Ruger's, what do they do that's so good as far as rifles? What do they even do?
Their rifles are well built, like the 77s.
The stupid 1022. I think that's what did it.
Oh yeah, true.
Forget about that gun. But I guess Ruger just beat it 30%. That's a tough one because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So only one company didn't even show, and it was a pretty good fight there. So Ruger won, Marlin came in second, Winchester third, Colt, Henry, Savage, Barrett in that order. Worst gun infringement, NFA came up on top, which I guess made sense. Gun Control Act came up as second, which is a little bit surprising because I don't know what the Gun Control Act. All it does is make 4473s, and you can't buy guns across state lines. I mean, I'd rather have NFA back.
I thought the Hughes Amendment would be above Gun Control Act.
I kind of figured, something more recent. So the bump stock ban only got 3 votes. Hughes Amendment came in third with 4, and then just a couple of votes each. Got our favorite firearm inventor, Browning. Pac-Man did. Look, he just Pac-Man the shit out of that. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 others. Kalashnikov coming in second. That was a little bit surprising. Colt coming in third. Maxim coming in third, which makes no sense. I blame Ponnery for that one. And then you got Colt, Beretta, and Glock each getting 2 each. We're sending
Yep.
you. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I never dreamed Maxim would be on there, and I was over there in my side chat screaming not Maxim, and I was screaming everything else, and whoever's turn it was said Maxim, and it was right actually.
Yeah, makes no sense. I can't imagine. I blame Ponder. He was chatting up Maxim earlier today, and he was influencing people.
Maxim over Stoner? Who would have thought?
Yeah, it makes no sense. So then Worst Enemy of Freedom, Bloomberg, winning. Then we got Wayne LaPierre pulling in second place with 10 votes out of 56, 17% of the votes. Roosevelt coming in with number 3, tied with Feinstein. Hillary coming in with 2, Reagan and Pelosi coming in with 1. So Lyndon Johnson didn't even get one, and a bunch of people said Gun Control Act was such a big deal. So
I heard a bunch of people were actually upset about that question.
upset about the Worst Enemy of Freedom question.
Yeah, that Trump wasn't on there.
Oh, well, I blame you because you guys helped me figure this out. So I never take blame. I'll just never take it.
But the other thing is that LaPierre got second, but he's supposed to be on our side. Everybody else, you figure they're going to be bad.
No, that makes
somebody that pretends to be on our side should be a lot higher than the ones we know, like Bloomberg.
Well, I hear you, but Reagan wasn't on. Oh, he got 1 vote. He was supposed to be on our side.
Yeah, I was gonna say Reagan was supposed to be on our side too.
I don't know about Roosevelt. Roosevelt's president. He should be on the side of freedom and individual liberty, but he wasn't. So anyway, awesome. I thought it came out pretty good, and now the votes are out there. If everybody wants to play with them, hopefully everybody knows how to do a quiz now, and you could do that thing live like we talked about. Set it up, run it through your chat, and seriously, at the end of your chat, all I did was go up to this little gear up here and flip this summary so that you could see it. So before, so that nobody would see the answers, I left it off, and then I flipped it back on and then clicked save, and that allowed you all to see the results. So that's Google sucks, but they offer some pretty good tools for a while. It sounds like might be shoving all that stuff behind a paywall. In which case, we have a poll system on gun channels. It's a shitty one, but you can kind of use it if you have to. Let's see, 9mm boot. Agree. Problem with freedom-loving people split their votes between various calibers, while the Socialist 9mm collective just had one to choose from. It's kind of a good point. You ever see that movie I, Robot?
Negative.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a point. It's a movie about. Well, it's an awesome book by Isaac Asimov, and they made it into a visually awesome movie. But the movie doesn't have anything to do with the book, really. But they try, like a lot of times they try to cram too much into a movie, and it just doesn't work. But it was a pretty freaking good movie visually, and there's a part of it where it's all about these robots are kind of like servants. They're so cheap, and everybody has one. So people have them as like robot butlers and robot servants and stuff. So there's a part in here where they're upgrading the robots into a new type of robot, and of course that's the problem. The old robots get put into storage, and then there's this like part where they're talking about that, and they go, and they found out that the old robots tend to flock together, and they all go into a corner, huddling in a corner together. Like every time they open up a box of robots, they're all huddling in a corner. The long ass lead up to say that's how 9mm people are. They huddle in a corner together. All right, so
I do see that at the range. They actually do that at the range. When you look into the range, all the 9mm guys are standing together.
are we scared?
Well, yeah, because the guy at the other end of the range shooting like a real caliber, like 10mm, scares them. So they all flock to the one side of the range.
We got Budget posting his show. That was, he put it back on his regular schedule. I think it was an hour before my show, so it was Quark and Liberty Doll. So I didn't watch that when I was watching Liberty Doll. Did anybody watch Budget show?
I was on there for the first half, but then I got off.
I listened to it.
It says he wrote a piece about the Democratic debate, so I'm guessing they talked about the debate tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the whole part I was on there for.
Right on. Yeah, I was in Yankees chat for the second day of the debate, and it was non-conducive to hearing anything. And Matt chat the night before was pretty much the same way. So I would like to go back and listen to just their gun portions. what do you guys think after the chat and after potentially watching them? On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about gun rights going into the 2020 election? Dead horse.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
10 being the worst, you're ultimately scared. 1 being, I don't care at all.
A 9.
Gizzard.
8 for sure.
Patriot.
I'd be 10.
Oh shit.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say about a 3 to 5.
Yeah,
my reason being is because they're blatantly putting it out there, every one of them, that they're so anti-gun. I think it might actually make our community come together and fight because they're so blatantly putting it out there. They're not saying I'm pro 2A, but there's none of that.
I'm concerned because I think the biggest anti-gunner out of them all is Biden, and he's the one that's pretty much due to get the nomination, right? He's the one in the lead. He's the one to beat.
He's not anti-gun. I can still have a double-barrel shotgun with him.
I mean, he said that he's his comments though that he's made. He's coming.
Oh yeah, he's terrible.
So that's why I'm so scared. Is it's because of Biden, and then I'm also scared because a lot of people are mad at Trump, so they might go third party or something. So that's why I'm scared at a 9.
All right, well, so I missed a bunch of chats. There's all kinds of chats going on. So anything important, retype it, and we'll go back to... Oh, wait. Okay, so everybody answered. I'm thinking more like 5 also. I think they're testing the waters with this weird stance that they've got, and this, like, blatant, like, I'm taking all the guns. That's, like, so brash. Like, there's no way a serious candidate would ever say any of that stuff. So I think they're doing that. What am I trying to say? Like, they're doing stuff like in exaggerated big motions because they're going to be gleaning all kinds of polling data and see what see if that thing that Patriot posted, that whole 1% to 26% concept, being the voter base being disinterested in that as an issue. I think that they punch it like they do in such a exaggerated way to see if they get any kind of feedback, and depending on if they get no feedback from us and positive feedback from their crew, they're going to triple down on it, right? If they get some kind of effective, deliberate action from us and nothing from their side, then when they turn tail and run to some other stupid issue we don't care about.
Let's see, I picked 10 because no matter who wins out of both sides, it's still not a gun-friendly person.
Oh,
there. I hear you there.
So Trump wins, it's the same thing, right? Anybody that's been on either of those stages in the last, those 2 days are definitely not. But I can't say anybody that's going to win is going to be gun-friendly or Second Amendment backed, or would back the Second Amendment. That's why I said it. So.
Right on. Yeah, no wrong answers. So now we got the lobby, and then Travis. I thought this was a bunch of rice at first. He posted this thing where he says never enough's lasagna recipe, and then I don't know what he poured on top of it in like a G, but then I thought it was rice at first. I was like, what the hell is he eating? Then I figured out it was a bunch of sliced cheese, and I guess he made some kind of weird looking lasagna. I don't know if anybody watched that.
I have not watched that yet.
Then we had this epic chat duel. Thanks everybody for participating in that. Hopefully it worked out pretty good. We'll see if we can do one of them again in the future. We'll look forward to the feedback on that. Then we got Psycho Camp posting his Decepticon Transformer gun. I'm sure a bunch of people are drooling about that. There's the polls again, Gizzard show. Says Snipes posted something that we are pleased that the judge recognized that our clients and potentially many others have claimed based on the DOJ's systematic failures. So it looks like the federal judge rules against DOJ orders California assault weapons ban.
That was against them suspending it or whatever. So the judge dismissed that. Like, he dismissed their call for dismissal.
So firearms policy is fighting it, and the anti said they shouldn't be able to fight this, and the judge said, nope, you can fight this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so it's not a win; it's just a positive step towards fight, to more fight. Boom, and then we're back here. This is where we all start the whole thing at. That's to say we need to keep more Pro 2A people in the House and Senate so shit bills don't make their way to the president's desk, regardless who the president is. That's a great position. We do a heck of a lot of relying on what should be our safety nets, right? Instead of relying on safety nets or seatbelts, let's just drive better, right? Like not get into accidents or things that make us test our safeties. Government saying 10, he's always worried about 2A rights. The only way I vote for them is 2A. Yep, I'm all 2A too. Jason saying it's a tactical quiz rematch.
Oh, I did notice in you doing this that I forgot to put my latest video on Gun Channels for some reason. Probably because I probably had it scheduled to go public and then forgot about it.
Maybe we should do a tactical quiz like regional. All right, what else do we got? I played that little video and we talked about the week. What else do we got? Anybody else? Got a bunch of chat, a bunch of people in here, a bunch of people watching. Woods is out there. I don't know why he's not jumping in. He has a link. Let's go over to Gear website. So a bunch of people purchased stuff today. Well, at least 2 people purchased stuff today. We'll go over and look again. And I was asking Pants if he'd like to just let me know whatever he'd like. And then the other person that purchased something, I don't recognize the name, so I don't know if you are out there. Feel free to chime in and mention that whoever purchased something from the store today will get their choice of patch, hat, and shirt. So Pants, let me know. Well, I'll get with Pants. And if the other person is out there, then let me know. And thanks for that. That was the only 2 purchases this week, and that's what helps keep us going. With that, yeah, and an email, Woods. I always email the links out, but I can send you another one real quick here. Again, anybody else have anything else then happen this week worth talking about?
I would just say that the 4th is next Thursday, and the 2nd is coming up pretty quick, and I'd like to see people do some something fancy. Something.
So should I open carry a Roman candle then?
Woods and I actually did a couple of videos, 3 of them, I think, and a bit of an introduction to Every Second Matters. I think that one already posted a video on how to update your state information, and then a quick video on how to post like an event that an organization might be organizing to add it to the calendar over there in an effort to do a bit of tutorial or how-to for people that might want to use the site. Let's see, how does the week work out here? Looking at the next week, the 2nd will be Tuesday, so that'll work out pretty good for Sandhills, and that'll work out for Ghost. So hopefully we'll see some of them participating in the Every Second Matters. Ideally, we'll be able to set aside some time throughout the daytime to do some workshop stuff, and we've been talking with Woods and Dead Horse and others to put some effort. So I don't know, I'd like to be able to say I could put some time aside on Monday to get ready. I've sent out some emails earlier in the month to let people know 2nd's coming again, and it's a collaborative effort. So anybody that wants to participate is more than welcome. If you're looking for a set of bleachers to participate, then set some bleachers up for other people too, because use whatever help we can get, right? All right, Woods jumped in. You want to throw anything else in there?
Keep supporting 1639. Yeah, sorry,
I think you should word that different.
About resisting it. How about we resist 1639 instead of support it, because it's somewhat of a threat.
Oh yeah, Sorry, it hasn't been a great day. My brain isn't working so well. Resist 1639. Support the efforts against 1639 is what I meant to say.
That makes a lot more sense.
And we can do that where?
The GoFundMe page for 1639, the Yankee Challenge one.
Yeah,
Or
look,
the Amendment Foundation, right?
look, just type in I-1639 on GoFundMe. You'll find it. There'll be two. One of them is $89,000. The other one's like $1,000. Go to the bigger one. Looks like a gavel, I think. It's like a hammer from a judge. And that you found it. Let's see. So tomorrow's Saturday. Anything going on in the morning?
Yeah.
Pre-Rick?
Yes, we will have a reloading and ammunition and weaponry chit chat all the way up until Rick starts from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And Rick will do his show. Should be able, planning to do the third patch in the Kalashnikov patch. So if you're interested in grabbing, I'm pretty sure the largest PVC AK-47 patch ever made yet. Grab one. We're only about halfway to the goal. We got, I think, 9 days left or something. And then I'll be drawing up the third patch tomorrow. It'll be something humorous, and anybody who's a backer is welcome to show up and participate in the creation of the design or the evolution of that design. We'll do that for a couple of hours after Rick's show. And then who's the first Saturday show? Is it Snob? Looks like it's Snob at 9. You doing a show tomorrow?
After Rick.
I think he said no. And then Sarge.
Is that robot?
There's just nothing. So you're doing a show tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I'm the first show after Rick. I thought you could hear me.
Right. And then looks like Sarge does a show in the evening. So is that Sarge or is it Obnoxious?
I think it's Obnoxious this time because I think Sarge was Thursday.
So look forward to that. Sunday, Gary.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Sunday at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. I'll be doing the early bird chat.
I think that'll lead up until maybe there's a gap, but then at some point in the afternoon, Honda does his conspiracy chat. I don't know
Yeah,
when.
his conspiracy chat starts right after early bird, and I think it starts at I want to say about 4 p.m. Eastern, about 2 p.m. my time. So yeah.
I know Yankee and Matt do shows. They don't post them on gun channels, so I'm not sure when those happen. Then is Rich doing a show tomorrow on Sunday? He's on schedule. He'll be doing a show. Gun Gals might be doing a show. I know they're driving around. So did they say anything about not doing a show this week?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything.
So let's assume they're going to do a show. And then Pancakes put out an email saying he's not doing a show. He said he got sick of doing shows. He's not going to do any shows anymore. And if anybody else wants to take his time slot, you can just have it because he's not doing it.
No, we could do a van party.
I'm summarizing how his email was worded.
I seen something in there about going to work for Bloomberg as his personal chef or something.
Mm-hmm. But it's like easier to work for Bloomberg because he never has to pick up more than a liter of soda. And ammo's so heavy. He went on and on. It was a rambling letter. All right, so so if somebody wants to run a chat on Sunday, it looks like there's an opportunity to work the pancakes. And then we start it all over again, and we do it another week. And then something like 83 days from now, we'll see the Gun Rights Policy Conference happening in September in Phoenix. So we'll be efforting towards getting as many resources set up to make that doable and useful for everybody involved or anybody interested in participating. With that, anybody want to send any shout outs or promote anything else? And boom, that's the end of the week. That's the end of the Daily Gun Show. And thanks everybody for joining us. We usually we do leave this room open. If you'd like to join in and just chat offline, join us over on Gun Channels. We'll send out a link. See you next week.